Hello, hello, hello. What's good, everybody? It is Tuesday night, so it's time to get back into it. And I just refreshed, so I bet it's going to come on with the speaker and talk over it. But it's Tuesday night, and we got to get into another one. And you already know this week it's going to be the What If series. Oh, it came in muted. Nice. Oh, we're going to see how it ties in. We all think that it's going to have a whole lot to do with the Multiverse of Madness with Doctor Strange 2. So I'm ready to get into it with two of my favorite co-hosts. First and foremost, what's up with the lovely AK tonight?
How is it going? I am here, surviving, and sounding a lot better than I did on Friday. So
Okay, there
that's
you
a step
go.
in the right direction.
Baby steps, but yep, as long as it's going in the right direction, we cannot complain. And what's up, number two, one of the best in the biz? What's up, the Bard's number one fan? What's good, fam?
Yo, in this universe, I am the Bard's number one fan. I'm not the number one hater. What is good, everyone? Fan, I'm here. Get ready to talk about Marvel's What If, the show we should have been talking about ages ago.
Ages ago.
And can I just give a shout out for the awesome thumbnail that I just noticed we were given?
Our man Slam and bringing it home. Yeah, I think that might be one of his best nails yet. Absolutely
Indeed.
crushed it. Crushed it. Oh, yeah, that's why I have him do it. He does it so much better. What's up, Jay Cruz? I see you out there. How's it going? How's it going? Yeah, absolutely. Got to get in and check it out because I know you like Marvel. And I think, like I said, I think this is going to have a whole lot to do with this next movie coming up. So we got to get into it, talk about it,
Facts.
see what we think about some of these switches and changes and what parts we think we might even see in the next one coming up. What's up, Chris Knowles? I see you out there. What's good, buddy? Hope all's well with you and yours. Oh, but we're going to start off with episode 1. Captain Carter was the first Avenger. And right out of the gate, we see how brave but not exactly genius Steve Rogers is. Like, he runs in and attacks a man holding a gun. Like, what does this small little scrawny man think he was going to do, AK?
Not a damn thing.
He
Like
jumped out of there
even
straight off.
let's say even if you were still Buck, still Steve Rogers, I'm sorry, you don't just run headlong at someone that has a gun pointed at you. In the movie, what happened? He grabbed something to shield himself. This kid right here, he don't got the street smarts that MCU Steve does.
Oh, I'm telling you, I was just like shirt off, scrawny, nothing to do. I mean,
Right, like my boy, come on, man.
there's a difference between brave and stupidity. I was dying.
Indeed.
I was like, what are you doing? It was crazy.
Mhm.
Oh, but Peggy Carter always filling Steve in. Like, she was always seemed to be a couple steps ahead of him anyway, and just as brave and loyal. Shouldn't it have
She is the
always been?
brain.
Yeah, right? Shouldn't it have always been her to get the serum in the first place? Like, forget the what if part of it. Shouldn't she have
I
just
think
been the
so.
OG? What do you
Quite
think, Amy?
honestly,
Or go ahead,
I
AK.
I'm sorry, just last sentence. If you look at the way this woman is built, she's lightweight halfway a rocket scientist already. She can understand the sciencey parts when Howard talks. She understands the logistics, the planning, the fighting when it comes to the muscle side. So why would you not have put her in the first place? But it's whatever. My bad.
What do you
Go
think
ahead.
about that, Phantom?
like I haven't seen the Agent Carter show, but the reception from it
Oh
from
my
fans,
god.
I know I'm gonna be crucified from you
Oh,
guys
It's so
and people
good.
in the live chat and the comments. But seeing that reception from that show, how people were like, yo, it should have had more seasons, seeing how she was like before, well, within that our timeline, and then after she got the serum, it's like, yo, she should have got the serum. This would have been epic. I want to see a Captain Carter freaking show or a movie. I want it and I want it now, damn it.
facts.
Absolutely. Bring
Absolute
it back.
facts.
And she's such a good actor. I love Agent Carter. And yeah, the second season, not so much, but
And yeah, it was but yo, that first season,
first season,
oh boy.
amazing. One of the best Marvel series ever, I think. I loved it.
Agree. Totally agree. Yo, whenever you're ready to cover it, just
Oh,
let me know.
right? That'd be a fun one to go back and do because, yeah, that one,
Indeed.
I loved it. Oh, what I didn't love was Colonel Flynn. Like, he was quick to try to order others to take that serum. And, like, after the bomb went off, I was like, why didn't he jump in the tank and take it? Like, if I was
How,
Howard Stark and he told me to get in, I wouldn't have just cried, I'm the button guy. I'd have been like, fuck
I
you,
have a
you get in that
question.
damn tank.
How you gonna tell the science dude to get in? Who gonna push the buttons?
Yeah, I was
There's literally
Is
no
it
one
that?
else in the room, and your scared ass ain't gonna do it. So why are you mad at this woman for stepping up?
And I don't think it's that simple, just like pushing a damn button. I think he even did more than just push a damn
Right,
button.
yeah. There's levels that the thing has to be put in at a time. You can't have the guy that runs the show behind the scenes go into the chamber. What are you gonna do after that? What's step two? You can't even plan ahead. Why are you in charge?
It's exactly, and that's my point right there. It's just showing right there why. I mean, what an idiot and asshat this guy is. I mean, just not thinking at all. Like, how are you even in the position you're in? But I have
And
to
the,
say, Stark did push those buttons with some flair. He was leaning into that shit during them injections. I was like, go, Howard. But how hard must it have been for like Peggy not to like bounce that colonel off the wall? Just talking down to her so harshly. Like right after that, you might break a nail line. I'd have
This again,
my head.
that again proves why it should have been Peggy the whole time. She has the patience of a saint, not even one saint, of all the saints. Because oh no, I'm sorry, bro. You don't get to talk shit while you
Oh,
over here in the corner not doing a damn thing to help any situation.
it was crazy. And fandom, why did they think that Steve's blood that they could have made more super soldiers, but all of a sudden since it's a woman they can't? What was that about?
I never understood that
Not at all.
because it wasn't just Steve's blood. It was like the serum that the doctor created, but only that though. But it's like your heart, your spirit, your soul, all that into one. If you're not good in the heart, you can end up looking like Red Skull and whatnot.
I know exactly what it was. It was 1943.
Yeah, that's just crazy. I mean, you think just because it's running through a woman's body that it's ruined, but if it was running through a man's, it would have been fine. Like that just made no sense to me.
Ah, fair
Yeah,
point. Oh wait a minute,
yeah.
hold up. It actually would have worked though, because which McCall learning on Winter Soldier and whatnot, and Falcon and Winter Soldier, the blood of what's his face that got tortured up when he was like in jail.
Who,
Like
Bucky?
no, the black Captain America. Forgot his name. Like they were doing tests on,
Okay,
they're doing tests on
different
his blood,
universe though. That doesn't factor in here.
but in the future they end up doing it though. But nonetheless, like
Right.
they could have
Yeah.
tested his blood easily, but like you said, AK, because it's a woman, they're not gonna do it.
Yep. Yep.
Do you think the serum affects the body like steroids, like as in give extra attitude or more of a mean spirited temper? Because looking at that wall with all the weights thrown through them, I was thinking maybe.
Well, what Eskrin had said originally. Sorry, I'm crunching on ice right now. My bad, guys. What he had said originally is it takes what's inside you and it makes it greater by whatever amount that is. If you're bad, you're going to get worse. If you're good, you're going to be fantastic. So you get Peggy Carter in there and look at the cool shit she can do just off rip. So you get Steve in there. Look at what he can do. Somebody like Red Skull, yeah, it still works the same, but he just gets more evil and diabolical. So it has an effect. But Peggy, again, the patience of a saint. She chooses to throw a weight at a wall instead of at that man's head where it rightfully should have gone.
You know how to challenge, not challenge,
She
channel
knows
her
how to
anger
keep her,
towards, yeah.
yeah, she knows how to keep herself in check. And again, she's British. That's all I can attribute it to. You muted my guy. Rookie mistake. Look at you messing up all over the place tonight.
Oh, I tell you, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Oh, but I loved all the tie-ins that this show was having, like all the callbacks that it had, like Steve saying, "At least he doesn't have you wearing a crazy costume," and like told to be told to be smiling 10 times a day, the same way that he had to
Very
do it.
true.
That was pretty tight.
How much better would it have been to have that other character back in there though? Uh, Tom Lee Jones's character,
Yeah, that'd been sweet.
or at least have him playing that guy. He'd have been cooler about it.
Yeah, they couldn't afford Tommy with all the other people they had to pay to bring in. Oh, that's what I think. But also, Steve was like practicing his balance the same way Brody was in Civil War. Like, I don't know. I just loved like all the different tie-ins and different people doing like different parts and stuff. This show is. What parts of it do you think might? Is there any part of this like you think we might see a Captain Carter in the Doctor Strange show fandom?
Yeah, I remember I didn't see it, but someone either said in the trailer or in a poster they saw her shield.
Yeah, that might have been the breakdown me and JD did.
hmm So it's inevitable that we're
Yeah, her shield
hopefully.
is in the trailer.
Hmm.
So you both think we're definitely going to see a multiverse with Captain Carter in it?
Hmm.
That's
We may not see like a whole little thing with her, but there's going to be some blurb somewhere,
some.
and it's going to show up enough to be seen that it's clearly her, and we're going to get her back in the MCU where she should never have left. Honestly.
And also we get like what if season 2, we're gonna see
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
return of
we're
this
already clear
character
for
most
season 2.
definitely. Yeah,
That'll really tie in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
she's the forerunner for season 2.
And probably bring in even more characters, like maybe even
Yep.
that America Ferrera or whatever. That'd be
Mhm. Yeah, multiverse is gonna be crazy.
Oh, it's going to crack it all wide open. Absolutely. It's
Yep.
going to change everything and bring it into the new era.
And I'm here for it.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. It's funny to hear when Stark gave Peggy her outfit and he said it was supposed to be her USO tour costume, kind of tying it in. Like, how did Steve know, fandom?
I just think of what.
How did Steve know that, like, oh, at least he didn't, like, put you in a funny costume and make you go on some crazy tour smiling 100 times a day? And then all of a sudden, here he is, like, Stark just broke it down and said, here's your USO tour costume. Like, it was amazing. Like, how did Steve know that that's what they were going to try to do to her? Because it's funny because that's a tie-in what actually happened with Captain America. That's what they did to him.
I think as one is just a nod to like our universe, and two, I think it could have been like one of his like fears of like, oh, if this all goes great, like what would happen? Like what would be like one of the downsides, and that could have been it, which inevitably did happen in the other verse.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was crazy. I love that they gave a nod to that. But then all of a sudden, yeah, I was just like, how the hell did Steve know that's exactly what they were going to do? Like, that's just funny. I know Spidey already commented on how the shield doesn't obey the laws of physics, but come on. Like, she threw it down at a guy on a motorcycle. It looked like the shield skidded and hit the ground and was going to stop. And then all of a sudden it's flying back up to her, like for her to catch it. Like, I know it's a
I'm
cartoon, but damn, that was a bit much.
It is vibranium though, man. Vibranium is different. It's built different.
That's a whole lot of different. I was just like, come on, that one looked a little off. That was not
I
smooth
mean,
continuity.
you can make the deadliest weapon on Earth with vibranium, or you can make a really nice T-shirt. I don't know that it's toss up. I think it can do whatever the fuck it wants.
Yeah, I don't know why that little
Imagine a vibranium T-shirt. I gotta see that.
right?
Did you not watch the movie? They weave it into their clothes, my guy.
Oh man,
Remember they had those freaking shields where they just pulled open one part of their shirts?
I don't
I
know.
gotta rewatch Black
Oh,
Panther.
I need y'all to go rewatch Black
Yeah,
Panther. Yeah.
I don't
They
remember.
weave the shit into their clothes.
Right? Yep, their own body armor. And speaking of, I gotta admit, Peggy's looking pretty good in her new outfit. Like, are we allowed to say that's
Hmm.
Great Britain's ass?
Yeah.
I was just like, cartoons or not, get him, Peggy. And when she was out there whooping ass, like the first time she yelled out, "Are you seeing this?" Who was she talking to, Phantom?
Whoever was like listening in.
Yeah, whoever was on the earphone.
She had comms. I didn't notice she had comms.
Yeah, I
Like,
saw that. Didn't Howard's the one that set up that first op, so I'm pretty sure he was listening.
yeah, they must have had some earpiece that we didn't see, super small nanotech or something. But I don't know. They didn't show
I
anything.
will say
Like, that was kind of weird.
there is one small little caveat though that just because it's me, I'm lightweight mad. But it ain't a whole bunch of ladies looking at Peggy's ass like that all the time. They didn't actually sexualize her as much as they did Steve when he had his first run on his first mission going to catch that dude. So as a woman, I will appreciate that. But as a woman that loves women, I'm sorry. Look, you can't put sexy Peggy out there in that suit and not show me the goods. I don't appreciate that.
Maybe because this cartoon is like catered more towards the kids, possibly. I don't know.
Jake, you don't like when they fabricate base elements? How do you like the MCU at all? These have been fabricated base elements since the comic books, my guy. Same thing with Wolverine's metal.
Uh, Uranium. I have to admit, though, she was nice with that shield. Like, you think she can wield it even better than Steve, AK?
Yes, yes, absolutely. And I can understand why. If you look at Steve's training when they first start, and then you look at hers, she has him beat by leagues. She legit has gone through all of the actual training to be a soldier. Steve had
There
he
you go.
all of his shit. He did that on the fly. So it makes sense that she would show more skill.
How great a feeling must that have been for a woman in that day and age to have that kind of power? Like, even the 107th, while being locked up and needing to be saved, still going to talk smack to the one saving them. I was like,
For only a hot second though, and that's why I love Jim Dugan. He said said his little thing, but then she did that. He was like, okay, for that reason, understood. What we doing next, ma'am?
he
And
got right.
there were no issues. He got right real quick.
He got right, but even after seeing her in action, Bucky was still talking that mess. I was like,
okay, fandom, back me up. Bucky's from Brooklyn. We all gonna talk. We gonna talk shit. It don't matter. It don't matter. I'm just saying, it doesn't matter. You put a kid in Brooklyn in a situation like that, they gotta say something.
oh,
you see, it only happened that one time, though, right?
Oh yeah.
Bucky knew better.
Who didn't know better was that asshat like Colonel. Like, I just want him to take an L. Always telling Peggy she's lucky to be in the room. I was like, come on. Oh, like we were just saying, is Peggy just an all-around better soup than Captain? Like, I like what you were just touching on. Like, I never saw Steve jumping from plane to plane, taking him out. Like, that was crazy. Like, I don't know, is Peggy really an all-around better superhero than Captain Rogers, fandom?
Even just watching it, I was like, damn, how many people did she like literally kill?
I'm saying she ran through that gauntlet like it was nothing. And you know what? She should have been able to.
Yep. But then again, it's like between like she has like more history on the field.
Exactly.
As opposed to Steve when starting out. So she pretty much had that edge.
Exactly. Yeah, it makes sense that she would be doing that, and I'm glad that's how they did it. They acknowledged it.
Now, if it's like a not Captain Marvel, a Captain Carter versus like a current, Steve Rogers, then it's like, okay, then you have like a comparison there.
Well, see, I don't know. I'd have to see how they set that up.
I would say like at the before he's about to fight like his last clash with Red Skull, I should say, honestly.
Yeah, I have to see how they set that up to actually comment on it first.
Oh, speaking of setup, anybody else notice how that Hydra castle looked just like the outline of the Disney House of Mouse castle at Disneyland?
I thought I was the only one. I put that in my notes. I was like, let me see what DJ think about this.
I'm telling you, it looked just like the Cinderella castle when you first walked into Disney World or Disneyland. I was like, that's like that is the logo of Disney World. I was like, are you kidding
like
me?
y'all really had Hydra out here in the Disney castle. Word? See that I'm saying that just says something.
I'm just saying we know who bought Marvel.
Disney ain't this wholesome place that y'all think it is.
Not anymore. Not with the shows they got coming. Oh, and they're bringing the Netflix people or superheroes over too. You kidding me?
Exactly. We already got Daredevil and Fisk. It's coming.
Yeah, that's gonna be nuts. I was sad to see the serum had the same effect on her that it did on Steve, though, and she couldn't feel the effects of a good whiskey. I was a little bummed out for her about that.
Yeah, that sucks.
But it's not bad enough that he had that annoying cock block when they were about to kiss. No. Howard's got to take it to that next level of creeper and tell him, oh, no, just continue like I'm not here. I was like, will you get your ass? Oh,
bro,
be better.
do you expect less from Howard Stark? No.
I was like, be better. The petty was creeping. I loved it.
I mean, at least Bucky came through like, hey, you, both of y'all, get in the car. We got stuff to go do.
And then cut to
but I feel you. Howard with the petty. I high five you on that.
Cut to the squad getting ready to jump to the train, but Bucky had a feeling something was off. He said something smelled like 3-day-old fish. How the hell did he know something was off there, Phantom?
Time of war. Something's always off. Nothing can ever go right.
That's true. Just playing the odds is like something's going to go wrong with this. This is nuts. About to jump on this high-speed train. Would Bucky have made a better captain than both of them, Phantom?
No, I don't think so, honestly.
I think Captain Carter's probably the best of the three.
You got to look at how.
Or do you think Steve's the
best? I don't
best?
know.
The original, the OG.
It's like we had like what 3 or 4 films with Steve as opposed to Captain Carter. We didn't have that much of her. I need to see more of her to be like, okay, she is the better. Right now,
I
with
think
OG Steve.
I think you just got to look at how the serum was set up. It's set up to make what's inside bloom to its biggest potential. Bucky had all the potential to become the Winter Soldier without being brainwashed.
And
Look at
speaking
his
of Bucky,
actions.
yeah, speaking of Bucky, then we get the most obvious joke line in the show. Thanks, you almost ripped my arm off. Like the biggest callback in the entire series.
Oh, come on, the cheese is good.
Oh, right in your face. And then Steve uses the suit to break into the train to find out it's filled with explosives, and boom goes the dynamite. Did you ever really think that Steve Rogers was going to be dead, Phantom?
Yes, on the simple
What?
fact that because they were pretty much following still like the same, I won't say tropes, but still like the same pattern of that of Captain America. So I was just expecting him to die, or at least come back as the Winter Soldier. So it's either one or two things that might happen since it was like a different timeline.
Oh, Slammin says, "What's up, Slammin? Good to see you, buddy. Everybody's loving the thumbnail. Pretty dope."
Exactly, Slayland.
But Carter, by far, Bucky wasn't as kind or wholesome as Steve or Carter.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. Absolutely. He said Captain America can't die. Not one way or the other.
Oh, he can die.
Especially when they pass the mantle. It's like this.
Yeah.
It's not a
It
man.
takes him. It takes him a long ass time, but he can die.
It's not a man. It's a mindset. Is it just this timeline's way of showing like how Steve gets frozen in ice, the way they just kind of buried him like that, making you think he might have been dead?
That's what I think happened. Like, I think there is a part where Fury and Hawkeye are saying that the war ended way back when and Steve's gone, but they have that Hydro thing and they made it very apparent that Steve's still sitting in there. So Howard must have done something once Steve decided he was done fighting and he was gonna sit and wait to see what happens with Peggy, maybe. And he's on ice. I don't know how he's on ice, but all I can think of is Howard had something to do with it, and they've just been keeping the tech connected to whatever it needs to be connected to wait until it's time to unfreeze him.
Yeah. I like the opposite jump cuts they do. Like earlier, Howard said absolute success, cutting into the Colonel, calling it an absolute disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get Dr. Erkenstein saying, I'll tell you nothing. And then Peggy's like, he told me everything. That was clean editing. I like that. It was cool to see.
That wasn't Erskine.
What's that?
That wasn't Erskine. Erskine was the guy that made the serum.
Oh, yeah, my bad. It was what is that dude's name? I did get them mixed up.
I can't think of it right now either.
Little dude with the glasses. Yeah, you're right about that. My bad. Good call. It was cool to see that Captain Britain finally got the upper hand on that asshat Colonel, though. Finally being able to reverse it and saying he's lucky to be in the room. I just wish he would have done that while the president was on the phone. Like, just get this man some
Agreed.
I'm sick of this guy. Peggy gave a great speech about stopping Hydra, and most were in without question. But Howard, he's like, it's funny how Captain, how she played it. Just, come on, Howard, we might need somebody to push a button. Like, I don't know.
That's Howard's MO.
Exactly. He's always on the outside looking in, but keeping it safe, but making those cool things. I don't know. What were you thinking about this show so far? Like, what are you thinking about the what ifs halfway through on this one, Phantom?
The first episode, I was like, oh, it's okay. Because it still remind me so much of Captain America that I just kind of wish I did just rewrite more of it. That and Red Skull was in Captain America, I liked Red Skull, but in this one, he was an afterthought.
How come nobody on the Hydra side thought to shoot Peggy in the ankles, AK? Like, they're always firing at her shield. It seems like they could have taken it out if they just popped her ankles.
Well, what soldier thinks to shoot anybody in the ankle?
Dude, I see that shield dancing.
Outside of Captain 1-1, what soldier would ever think to just shoot somebody in the ankle? Come on now. That's impossible.
Man, I see you blocking all them bullets with a shield. I'm taking out some ankles. Let's get it. And
it might trip her up for a hot second, though, but then it's going to heal, and she's going to just be kicking their ass again. Even more mad now.
Speaking of, I was with Stark. Shouldn't we have a plan? Yes, you should have a plan. What was she talking about? Who needs a plan? I have a shield. A shield is not a plan, Phantom.
No, it's never a plan. Just a shield. Nope.
It's like, come on, Peggy,
I
you're getting
mean,
in
for
my
her it is though.
You
God.
need more than a damn plan than just a shield. Just bring a shield.
Right? She's getting a little too cocky with it. And I don't care if I am rolling with a super soldier. The second I burst through a door and see a monster creeping through a space portal, I am out. Like, no, I didn't sign up for this.
But you got the
Like,
freaking serum through your veins, DJ. You're not gonna stay.
I mean, but they didn't even start shooting at the thing first. They just stood there like, what are you gonna do against a whole ass monster with multiple tentacles? That's not some shit from our world. There's more than 8 tentacles there.
Right. And I preface that saying I don't care if I was rolling with a super soldier. If I was a super soldier, all right, you got to step up and do what you got to do. But if I'm
Right, but
Howard
if
in
I'm
that
the sidekick,
situation, oh,
nope.
if I'm Howard in that situation, I'm doing that Homer Simpson right back out the door.
Fade right through the bushes.
Oh, but that was pretty convenient for that story right there when Peggy got snatched up by the tentacle and put against the wall. I was like, there's some plot convenience.
Yeah, well, that was the Hydra base though, wasn't it? It makes sense that the sword would be there.
Yeah.
What's his name? Is what Red Skull was really dramatic in this dimension.
Yeah.
Why did Steve get mad at Howard when he got knocked against the wall by the tentacle? Like, if he wouldn't have stopped to be all cutesy bootsy and do that flirt and talk with Peggy, maybe he could have saved somebody. I was like, what is this?
Look at your little tiny behind. Get in the fucking suit, close it down, make sure it's powered up, and then maybe talk your sweet nothings while y'all run off into battle. What are you doing over here, Steve? Get it together.
Oh, I know, Sam. And as soon as she said that, I was thinking about making that my title. I was like, how did I not make that my title? Oh, so classic. Captain Britain seemed to have like the upper hand, so to speak, pushing that space octopus back through the portal and even having time to make a date. But Howard couldn't reverse the Polaris because the monster was holding it open. And it seemed like she had it pretty much pushed back through. Why not just give it one little hey-ya, slap with the sword and step back, like while Howard did some science stuff and closed the portal? Like, did she really have to follow it in, fandom?
Most definitely. It's like it had to like again mirror that of Captain America. Like he had to go down with the ship. And just like that, Captain Carter had to go down with the monster.
I have a question.
What's that?
That whole big ass monster, with all of those tentacles that they made sure to show us, how is her and that little small vibranium shield? While I know it's powerful, I get it, and I know she's strong, but she's literally pushing on what is maybe the size of a dime against the size of like an old school $2 piece.
Hey,
How is that? And how have none of those other tentacles just come out, got behind her, and swatted her ass across the room?
Cartoons, because they were putting all the power to that one tentacle because that's what was getting back.
I'm gonna call BS on that one.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So right when it looks like it's over, another portal gate opens and out jumps Peggy with a bunch of chopped up calamari, and Nick Fury and Hawkeye are there to meet her. So is she still in our timeline, or is it 70 years later, or is she crossed into a parallel universe, AK?
I need to see more of that world. I think it's another parallel universe, but it's close enough to shift a close enough shift from hers that they still have pretty much all of the same things going down. It's kind of like what we'll see we'll talk about later with Natasha and how her ending came up with her universe. So that's what it seems. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think if we delve into that very specific universe that she ended up in, I think we'll start seeing some differences and how things worked out. But who knows? Because as far as we know, Steve was an old man and he died, but he's still frozen for whatever reason over here in this suit. There has to be an explanation for that.
You're overthinking it. You have to go back to The Witcher. What happened is she ended up in a different sphere. She ended up in a different sphere for X amount of time. Came back.
That's what I'm saying.
Which is probably just like a few minutes, just for a few minutes for all we know. But then again, in the next couple episodes down, you're seeing, Doctor Strange over here doing like opening up a portal, and that same Kraken ass thing appeared. So it's like, was it another universe? Was it a different dimension? Time will tell.
Yeah, it's nuts, and yeah, that you know what? Okay, I'm sorry. No, I was about to go off on something on there that I just remembered, but no, not, we're off topic. Sorry.
And then like a minute there could be like
Like a
months.
whole hour or months
Yeah,
here. Yeah,
yeah.
there's little things that can happen that can tweak things, but I don't think that's the exact same dimension she's in. She's from muted.
So you think it is a parallel universe fandom?
It could be, or just that this time isn't like linear in
Right.
that place.
Yeah.
So wherever she went to.
Yeah, because I think she went to whatever dimension they pulled that thing from. So who knows how time varies.
Nick said the war ended 70 years ago. He didn't say who won. How did she know, fandom?
I mean, they're speaking English, not German, I guess.
Exactly, yeah, because they're standing there where they are.
Especially Nick Fury, who he is, racial.
Well, no, especially a black dude that clearly looks like he's in charge.
Yeah.
Was it just a coincidence that Peggy's showing up there and then, or you think Nick Fury opened that gate looking for another needed hero, fandom?
He needed a damn hero.
He opened that portal looking for her. I like that. I think so too.
Fury be on some shit, but I don't think he be that awesome, that on point.
What else were they doing there then? Why were they there? They're just in this little portal place just for nothing. Like I think they.
It looked like a storage area. They might have just been doing inventory.
Nick Fury doing inventory
on the important shit like that. Yeah.
I think it's somewhat similar. I think it was something with the Tesseract, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was the Tesseract thing right there. So I think
it makes total sense. Or something, and then boom, like she appeared.
I mean, because it looked like nothing else in there was doing, and neither one of them were pushing any buttons. They were just standing there talking, and the thing popped off, and she jumped out.
Oh, there we go. And can we just end it with a shout out to Jeffrey Wright as the voice of the Watcher? Like how
yes, indeed.
Was that? Mm-hmm. That was awesome. So we're just gonna have a couple questions real quick. See if anybody remembers anything about this one. A couple trivia ones. If you know these answers, write them in the comments, or if you're watching it later, put them in the spots down below. What was Peggy Carter's full name? Ooh.
Damn it!
There's 2/3 of it. I guess here we go. What was her first name?
It's Rebecca, I think, isn't it?
That is incorrect.
No, damn.
I thought that was her full damn name.
Oh.
No, I don't. Margaret. Margaret Peggy Carter. I forgot what Peggy was short for.
Look at you go. Look at that. Nice comeback.
How was that short for Peggy?
Yeah, I don't get that either.
I don't know, but that's just what it is. How is Dick short for Richard?
Had to.
Yeah.
How much did the Colonel say the super soldier experiment cost?
Millions of dollars.
Yeah. All I remember is millions. I don't remember a number.
He was specific. What's up, Chad? Anybody out there know how much did the Colonel say the experiment cost? Next question. What did Howard say Peggy wouldn't have to worry about anymore? After the experiment, what did Howard say Peggy wouldn't have to worry about anymore?
Not being unnoticed in the room or something like that.
I want to say something like skirts, but just because it sounds like something Howard would say. But okay, see? Because I really don't remember.
Oh, if you know that one, put it in the chat box. If you're watching later, write in the comments down below. What unit did Captain Carter free from jail?
87.
Whatever Bucky's unit was, but I don't remember. It was a 4. I know there was a 4 involved.
84.
No, there was no 4 involved. Okay, I missed it.
No, write that one in the box and one down below. And last but not least, we got one more. What rank was Bucky Barnes?
Wasn't he still a private?
Ooh, we got some good ones. We got some stumpers here, I see.
Apparently, I wasn't paying attention to the right shit.
Oh, man.
I had freaking Castle, the cart down, Colonel Flynn's jerk ass.
All right, let's see. We'll try to give you another one. What was the name of the mission when our hero tried to board the train? When our heroes tried to board that train, they had a name for
Operation Where Eagles Dare.
There you go. We're back on track. Here you go. I'll give you that one. In what castle was Hydra taking refuge?
Karkin. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but
Castle de Craig.
yeah, there you go.
In what area was Hydra hiding?
That I don't remember.
Oh, what
Was it
area?
Russia or Slovakia somewhere?
Oh, a little tighter than that. What numbers were on the Hydra Stomper?
C-15.
There you go. Who did Stark say he spent a weekend with not learning German?
Hedy Lamar.
There he is. He pops it off, my man. There it is.
It was at that point in the episode I was like, oh shoot, I even write any notes down.
He's like, let me get something. Oh, but that was the first episode, absolutely tight. I was like, okay, it had my interest peaked. I wasn't all in yet, but I was liking what I was seeing. And then we crept right into What If episode 2, and this was all about what if T'Challa became Starlord. And this one is the one that sucked me right in, and I'd of course gotta say my favorite of all of them. This one was good. And this was an amazing switch right out of the gate with not only T'Challa being Starlord, but how like Korath acted around him right there. Like, unlike Peter Quill, this Starlord is massively respected.
He was actually fucking cool.
Like,
you want to talk about a character that has some moxie across the galaxy? This kid had it.
And speaking of, how great was it hearing Chadwick Boseman and knowing we're going to get to see him 3 more times in this series?
Dude.
I had to look it up the first time around. I was like, is this actually his actual voice when he was like doing the character? And it was. I'm like, wow.
Yep. This and Ma Rainey were the last 2 film things he did.
Oh, all the feels. And if you guys haven't seen that, that's a great movie.
It really is. That's great movie.
And I like the nod to keep some of the things the same. Like, should we be bowing? He's like, you are a lord. And it's like, it's not an official title, nor one I am comfortable with. Like, just, we don't do that here.
Yeah, he's always so humble. Always so humble. Yeah.
Starlord's pretty lucky, though. Those cats with Korath couldn't shoot any better than stormtroopers because he was standing right in front of them and they were missing by miles. So I was like, wait a minute. Like, this guy's just got some serious plot armor forming around him.
One day we'll get a show or a movie where soldiers actually hit the target.
I'm telling you, you'll be shocked. But then outside we meet Yondu, who's running a little late, and he has a very different attitude in this universe. Is that because of T'Challa, AK?
In the beginning there, I don't know. He actually seems like he was trying to do his job. And his colleagues that he had given the job to, though, in his outsourcing, were like, how do these 2 things look alike? But T'Challa had that wide-eyed boy charisma, that charm, and Yondu got curious. He was like, you know what? Fuck it, let's go, kid.
And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Yondu out of the gate. I mean, he sends 2 morons to go ahead. That's how it ends up. But like now that he's been with them all this time,
he seemed a bit more open.
Yeah, it seems to be a better person all around.
In a much better way. But again, that's all T'Challa's charisma.
Yeah, because it was like in like the second Guardians of the Galaxy where he made that transition of, okay, I don't want to be a Ravager anymore.
Exactly.
And in this film, it was already off the rip. Like, because of the time he was with T'Challa, he already gave that up.
So let's say, well, what's T'Challa? Maybe 10, 11 when he picks him up. So by the time this kid is 19, 20 years old, Yondu's already a better dad that it took freaking Peter Quill 2 movies to make him.
Mm-hmm.
And when we get the flashback to his youth, we see that a young T'Challa had an adventurous spirit and has always wanted to travel. So in a way, he got his wish.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
He sure did.
And it almost seemed, and more. It almost seems
I can't blame him.
Yeah. Being Starlord actually made T'Challa a better person because he did get out and see so much and help so many other people. So, I mean, maybe this was a better parallel universe for him.
Talking about able to talk Thanos out of freaking genocide.
Son, you talk Thanos out of killing half the world. My guy is a bartender happy with his life.
Now imagine if that was like crazy. In the comics, because he pretty much did all of it, not just the the whole replenish the population stuff. He was trying to do this for Lady Death. So imagine like within the comics universe, I know AK's
had that going in,
yeah, for like trying to please like Lady Death. Like what would T'Challa would say to have him like forget about Lady Death and all that crap. There's someone else.
Exactly.
How interesting could that have been?
So, like the question at the start of this episode, is it your destiny determined by your nature or by the nature of your world? What do you think, AK? Like the
I think there's a mix of both. I don't think it's any one thing. Just like there's no one thing that makes any of us who we are. It's a mix of a thing, right, the right time, the right place, coincidences, circumstances coming together, and big bang moments happen. Instead of Starlord, we got T'Challa, and T'Challa just did it better.
How do you feel about that fandom? You think if you were born in a mansion and with a silver spoon in your mouth, you'd still be the same fandom?
Hell to the no! How be
No,
spoiled as hell?
no. How could you be,
I would be a different person if I was born in
son?
a mansion. I was born in the right place, right time.
You know, with the right superpowers, look, I have no delusions about myself. I would straight up be a freaking anti-hero slash supervillain. Okay, I have no
Exactly.
delusions about myself.
I'll help with the poor here and there, but if I had the ability to go rob a bank, I'm robbing a bank.
Yo, if I'm gonna be rich and I can set my people up and run everything, I'm running everything.
So, see, there it is. It's not necessarily your nature, but the nature of your world and your
Yeah, it's
surroundings.
everything. It's everything around you.
There you go. All right, we got to the truth of it. And it is a little hard to believe that being popular and helping so many, like, nobody ever let him know that Wakanda was actually fine. Like, somebody along the way would have had to know a Wakandan or something.
He don't wear his feelings on his sleeve like that. So
But
I
he,
don't think anyone would even get into the conversation of that. Let's say Wakanda does come up, he's not gonna say, "Oh, my world was destroyed" or blah blah blah. He's just gonna move on away from that conversation as quickly as possible, and he's got the charisma to just smash that shit, and people forget what they're talking about.
It would be weird, like anyone's like talking about Earth, because how other planets seem to like look at Earth is how like first world countries look at third world countries. It's
That
like there's
dude,
so many leagues behind how we are. So it's like why
Earth is
even
the
bring up
Florida of the galaxy. Earth is the Florida of the galaxy. I shit you not. Me and my cousins were just having this conversation the other day.
that's amazing. That's amazing. Oh, Celebrity Bikini says he'd be the same person, rich, poor, or indifferent. He's always going to be that guy. Oh,
Some people will be like that. Okay.
still loving the people in bikinis.
oh,
Mhm.
I just can't believe like somebody somewhere would have had to have been like, "What's up? How come you never go home?" Or I heard Wakanda's a shit. Yeah, what happens when you go back there? He's like, "What do you mean it's
But
gone?"
see, hold on though. Would they hear Wakanda is the shit?
Yeah, I guess it is kind of a secret place. Yeah, okay, I can
Exactly.
go with that. I can go with that. I like the running joke throughout this episode that Thanos hasn't truly given up on his plan. Like it's not without its merits. It was cracking me up all the way through. Thanos was killing me. It was cool to see Drax was still the way Drax always is, though. He's like, "Let's take another picture. You look awful. I look amazing." They kept some shit the same. That was awesome. And we know Thor is going to be in the next. I mean, we know Thor is going to be in the next Guardians of the Galaxy. Is there any way that he makes an appearance in Doctor Strange 2 fandom?
As a after credit scene, most likely.
Kind
Mm,
of like he wasn't
that's
before.
what I surmise.
I like that because that's what I mean. We've seen those two together in an after credit scene, so that's exactly
Mhm.
what I was thinking. Like, is he going to make one in this one? I could totally see that,
Yep.
especially leading into that next movie. So I think,
That or I know there's supposed to be some type of Guardians of the Galaxy like Christmas special. So it's like
Oh
you
yeah, I
can
forgot
also
about
see
that.
them there. I'm not sure like when's that supposed to take place in terms of like release dates. So you never know.
nice.
Real quick, DJ, while I'm thinking about it, I know I talked to fandom earlier last week before I was hospitalized. You want to do just random theory about what could be coming and what's like some real good tinfoil we can spill?
Yeah, try to come up with some where we think it's going and what all's going to happen in the upcoming.
Yeah,
Because we
because I
got
think this is the perfect time for a lot of people that have gone out of the MCU to come back into the MCU, especially folks that never should have been gone. And I
oh,
would love to pick your brain about where what sidelines we're gonna go through with all these characters.
absolutely. Like I said, with this new Doctor Strange movie, they can open up everything. That'd
Hmm.
be amazing. It was great seeing Korath bagging on Thanos, like, "Don't tell Captain Genocide over here, you'll spoil his fun." Like, he was killing me. He was not letting it go on Thanos. But so with Thanos stopping his quest, he never adopts Gamora and stops experimenting on Nebula before she's more machine than herself. So she was like,
Hold on, no. Correction there.
what's
There
that?
actually was a Gamora episode, but it was cut.
Oh yeah, that's I heard
Yeah,
about that.
Ooh. And then,
because
yeah, I hated
yeah,
that.
because we
That
do
one looks
see
interesting as
Gamora join
well.
the team.
Do you think that they set that up and we get that in season 2 or what ifs?
I
Yeah, I heard
hope
it was
so.
supposed to be they're gonna do that in season 2, but I heard that I'm like, why didn't y'all put it in freaking season
But
1?
yeah, I don't understand why we couldn't have gotten that extra episode. Made no sense.
That would have been amazing. And then Kraglin says, just an FYI, the collector does not offer dental. Like, how would he know it? He used to work for him? Like,
Maybe. I mean, like Thanos said, there was a power vacuum there when once he changed up his plans. So the collector stepped in, and I want this collector in the MCU. They already have the perfect person playing him. Again, Benicio del Toro can absolutely do evil, even
oh,
if you want to still mix in that campiness that he has going on. The shit fits perfectly for the skills that this man has. We can get this together correctly. I hope they do.
absolutely. And I was literally wondering, like, did you two know who they were talking about when he said Robin Leach? Like, did you know who Robin Leach is,
Yes,
fandom?
You talking
no
about
fandom
Robin
might not
Hood
know.
or you
Oh
talking
my
about
God, he said no, no,
Dang.
DJ. He said Robin Hood, bro.
I heard him. That's
That's
why
why he made Robin Hood.
I am not lying. That's why I was like, when I heard
Oh
that,
my
I instantly,
word.
I was like, do
No,
these
that's
people even know who Robin Leach is?
lifestyles of the rich and famous.
Yep, yep. Because I was like all the
Wow.
younger people watching this. I'm like, I wonder how many people got that
Who
joke.
knows Robin Leach, right?
Oh, that was amazing. That's
You know,
so
it's
good.
fitting that he said that though, because he's so old, he would know who that is.
Right? And was Yondu right to be so scared of the Collector? Like, they have a pretty cold squad themselves, including none other than the Mad Titan. Like, and like they say, it was Thanos that ran things before the Collector took over, so they shouldn't have been that worried going in, should they?
I
I mean, this
mean,
is a
but
Thanos that's no longer about
in
genocide.
power. And he has all of Thanos' people. The Obsidian Order is under the Collector's power now. So yeah, he should have been worried.
Oh man, it was so sweet getting a Howard the Duck scene. That is another one I was thinking. Like, did either one of you ever see that movie?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I've
did see
seen it.
that movie when I was younger. Yes, when it first came out. I'm gonna say I think Howard needs to be given a little bit more respect. We should have seen him in more than just that one little tiny cameo when he came out with the Ravagers and Endgame.
Uh,
And this Howard has attitude though. Like I know you've seen the original movie, DJ. I want to see this Howard get down with the get down. He looks like he can handle some shit.
You should get like a TV series, honestly, at this point.
At
oh,
the very
They
least, at
need
the
to
very
get
least, the
more.
animated series. You know, something.
we need to
Because
see that.
how you drag this man's history up and put him in our face, and then you just doing bullshit with him.
It's true.
Oh, it was considered a flop, but yeah, those few of us we know that's a cult.
Yo, those early MCU movies,
Love it, love it, all for it. And while looking for the
they were
embers
some
of
shit.
Genesis, T'Challa happens upon an old Wakandan ship and figures out that he's been lied to. Like, how irate would you have been, fandom, to come here and find out that you've been lied to and your home planet is still there?
Yeah, I would have been pissed off. Like just like how he was. Like you could have like at any point in time if you wanted to like return home, at least say hi to your folks and thing. And then no, you've been heard, okay, it's been destroyed. But then years later you find out that no, it wasn't destroyed. Everyone is still alive. And on top of that, there was a message from your father saying he was pretty much looking for you. On top of that. Nah.
And you wouldn't take no part of the blame in that. You the one that left.
But I could have doubled back and been like, okay, hey everyone. But no, he learned that it was destroyed.
For what though? I mean, and not even by your understanding, but if you take T'Challa of what we know of him in this part of the multiverse that he's in right now, what was he gonna go back for? To say hi and hurt his pops more?
I don't think he would have hurt his pops more.
DJ, stop muting yourself and talking, man. What's going on with you tonight?
John Knox got in. But yeah, definitely. Like you would go back in and check in with the fam and let them know you're still alive. I mean, yeah, I'm still here. It's all good. Sorry, I went on a little.
Okay, but how many years did it take for that to even happen? He left when he was like 10. He was well into his teenage years, 16, 17, before he
I'm
even thought
assuming.
about going back.
I'm
But they never
assuming
elaborated on like at what age like he learned like that on Yondu
exactly.
tell him like, oh, he thing was destroyed. And two, it's like again, he always wanted to go out into the stars. That's like going to a kid and like a kid wants to always go to like Disneyland or World. And then next thing you know, he's taken there. He's not gonna want to go back home the next day. He's
Right?
gonna stay there for like a week or two, if
Exactly.
possible, and then
A
return
week
home.
or two?
And
No,
I'm
that's a whole galaxy.
right, but
T'Challa made that choice to leave. He was old enough to know right from wrong. Come on now.
I'm
That's
assuming
not
though
just on
that
Yondu.
he's gonna get light. He's gonna be more impressionable when he's younger. So Yandu's probably told him that lie when he was pretty young. So he's probably been holding on to that for a long time. And he was a young kid and impressionable. He probably believed it. So that's when it sunk in. And he's probably been living that lie for a long, long time. Because yeah, he probably was wanting to go back home and 3 months out into it. And he's like, oh, I should go back in and tell my family. Oh, sorry to tell you, kid, they're no longer there. They got waxed. So I could see something like that.
Highly possible. I will give you that. Highly possible. I still don't think that he's blameless in that though.
No,
Nah,
no.
you made the active decision to go. This is the life that you wanted, and even if you went back, you weren't going to stay. You know that.
And that's probably why I forgave him so easily.
Yeah,
But
Yeah,
then
pretty much.
after finding out after all this that you've been lied to, and then you find out you've been double crossed, I was like, oh, brutal. Like this
that,
poor
that,
guy.
that wasn't a double cross though. That was
Well,
all part of the plan. Because
right.
T'Challa's too cool to get caught.
Yeah, we get to that part. But at this point, we're like, dang, this guy's going through it. And then Proxima Midnight realizes the fight outside is just a diversion and orders the castle lockdown. And Starlord slid under that door and happens upon that Wakandan ship. So that was pretty sweet. And that's when he finds out that he has been lied to. He hears that his planet has not been destroyed and that his family has been looking for him this entire time. Like, I don't know. Would you have forgiven Yondu that quick for lying to you, fandom?
I've been pissed for like 30 minutes and then moved on.
He said that.
Exactly.
Oh, DJ might be broken. Last Wednesday, he said Carrie Underwood wasn't famous.
Wasn't famous
Oh, I
or
didn't say
pretty
anything.
enough.
I didn't say anything about pretty enough. He's
I was
elaborated.
about to say, clasping pearls, sir.
Uh, she did look
What
weird
did
in
I?
that. She did
What
look
did I
weird in that
miss?
red miniskirt. I will give her that. She did look weird in that.
Wow.
Oh, confirmed and what if confirmed? Yeah, definitely.
Loki's confirmed. What if it's confirmed? Yeah, I'm down. Any season 2 they want to give me, I'm here for.
Hawkeye getting a spinoff, probably.
Hawkeye, I believe, is getting not only a spinoff but also a season 2. And
Echo.
so and Echo's got her show. Yeah.
Absolutely. He said most definitely did. Oh, I never said anything about pretty enough. Stop it. Stop it. I would never say that. Oh, Yondu was out of his mind, like telling T'Challa that he was doing him a favor by lying to him and saying they were his real family. I'm like, you're lucky to still be breathing right now. That was a bit out of line.
Eh.
Too much. We're your real family. Wait a minute. And then once the collector actually meets Starlord, he's not so impressed. He decides not to waste the wall space and was just going to strip his body for parts. Luckily, we see it's a classic triple cross, like you were saying, and all is going according to plan. Classic Starlord.
Double cross.
Oh, of course, was so cool through this whole thing. He was the perfect hype man through this
I
entire.
love that they had Jaimon come back and do that. They did not utilize that character well enough.
Amazing. Ebony Maw ain't nothing to fuck with though. He like snatched T'Challa out of air real quick. Like, what would he have done if Sintra or Karina hadn't blown Maw away because she liked what he heard about locking people up in cages? Like, if she wasn't there with a gat, T'Challa would have been got. That wasn't too smooth, fan. What was up with that?
I just remember Infinity War when he was just torturing Doctor Strange. So if it wasn't for her, oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Like for me, he was always like the strongest, honestly, with his abilities, in my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah, he was sick with his. And Karina was looking at T'Challa some kind of way. Was she hoping for a little Star-Lord loving, AK?
Nah, I think she just for real felt what he was saying. Like that is, she's basically a slave.
Yeah.
Quote unquote, working for the collector.
Exactly.
So Yeah, he completely spoke to her heart, and there's other of her people in those cages elsewhere too. So yeah, she was like, you know what? I'm done with this nonsense. Let's go.
I
I
think
did
that's
like
how
And
it happened in Guardians of the Galaxy too,
and
right?
that
Didn't
that's exact
she?
that that's very close to how it happened in Guardians of
Yeah.
the Galaxy. Yes.
keeping it in, and I like how they showed what a badass the collector really is. Like he is an elder of the
Yes,
universe, extremely
that's
powerful.
what I'm
So it's nice
saying.
to cut that off.
He's the freaking brother of what's his name, Jeff Goldblum's character. I don't know why they had both of them be so campy in these roles, but these dudes, if they need to throw hands, they can absolutely throw hands. And I really want to see that come onto the screen, not just have it be all for jokes and laughs and shit all the time.
Right? No, that was pretty clean. I like that. And he said he hacked that rock arm off a terribly chatty Cronin. Did the collector kill Krog?
I think that's what he said, man. I'm mad at
Oh,
that.
is that what he's saying, fandom?
I
Did he kill our man Korg?
Most likely.
I think that's what happened.
Oh, that's horrifying. And how did he have Thor's hammer hanging in his armory? What was that about?
Look,
Not only his hammer, then you got freaking Captain America's shield in there. You
he
got
has freaking Hella's helmet, son.
Did he
exactly
kill those
like
people?
he is
How
too
else
much
would he
stuff.
get them? There's no other way he would get those artifacts.
Is it true, fandom? Did he kill him?
I don't know that or what you call it.
If
Maybe
not by his
time
hand,
travel
then
or
he
something.
had. No, I don't think it would take time travel just take them out. I think he just had the squad. He had the muscle to do it, so he did. And this is what he does. He's a
Or
collector.
he got that dwarf to create it possibly too. Who knows?
In there, yep. T'Challa pulled some smooth moves and snatched Helga's helmet off the collector's head. Like, how did the collector get it right back? Like, I don't. Does he? What he does must have some superpowers like Ma.
Doesn't he have
He,
like that gadget on his arm that just
yeah. That controls
yes.
like all everything around him.
Okay, maybe that was it. I like
I
that.
honestly can't remember from the comics. Jake, I think is still in the chat. Jake, let me know what I'm forgetting. I don't recall whether him or his brother have actual powers themselves, or if they do, what those powers even are. He may, outside of being exceptionally strong and being able to fight really well. That is a thing.
How do you like that Thanos line? Nebula called him crazy. He said, "Not crazy, mad." I was like, oh,
Mad.
yeah, get the writing in. There we go. And
And
Thanos,
that's something Thanos would say.
yeah. And Thanos found a way to make up with Nebula by sacrificing himself to save her and the crew. And she was the first. At first, she was out, but of course, she had to come back and save Papa. I was like, that was pretty clean.
Mhm.
I like the callback after breaking Hela's necro crown. The collector caught Yandu's arrow the same way like Helga caught Thor's hammer and broke it. That was a super cool tie-in. And then what's going to happen to the collector now that Karina has let his collection basically go? Like, are they going to kill him, fandom? Are they going to be able to take him down?
Killing? Oh, he's gonna wish that they killed them.
That's what. Yeah, he ain't gonna be in season 2 though. I know that.
Torture chamber. He is an elder of the universe, though. They're going to be able to take him out.
Yeah. If I'm with fandom. I don't think they would just go straight to killing him. I think they're going to torture him for as long as they can get away with, and they'll probably play a whole bunch of mind games with him. Well, see, this is my supervillain side coming out. I would play a whole bunch of mind games with him and let him think that he's actually going to get away, and not. It would just time after again. I'm crushing your spirit. You're not going no fucking way.
Nebula saves Thanos, and Starlord uses Wakanda Flyer, and everybody escapes safe and sound. And Starlord doesn't.
And then
know
we have a party.
Absolutely. Starlord didn't know where to go at first, and Yondu tells him to follow his heart, which of course brings him back to Wakanda. And I loved how when they got there, Thanos is still trying to tell his plan to anyone who'll listen. Like, it sounds like genocide. It isn't because it's random and
Like, bro,
efficient. I was like,
you talking to Okoye. Okoye is not buying his shit at all. And poor Nebula sitting there like, oh my god, this motherfucker, why are you still doing this bullshit, Dad? I lightweight ship Noir Nebula and Starlord T'Challa. I think they vibe real well together.
Absolutely.
Did anyone thought that when they arrived, that when they opened the door, it was going to be Killmonger in the throne?
No.
No one ever thought of that?
Not here, no.
Just because I'd already seen his dad, but yeah, that would have been cool. Come back and have everything that really happened happen. Oh, I didn't even get that far. That would have been dope, though. That would have been amazing. I like that. And then we get one last scene where out at a Dairy Queen with Peter Quill mopping the floor, and he turns to see a man and he tells him they're closed. But the man replies, "What? Can't spare a little time for dear old dad?" And then the Watcher finishes with, "Too bad. This might spell the end of the world." Why?
But over here, though, he just drops that like it's nothing. He's
Oh,
like, well, but the episode's done, so maybe next time I'll tell you that story.
oh, that was just crazy. Yeah, exactly. Like, too bad that might spell the end of the world. Like, how come it's going to spell the end of the world, fandom?
Because remember in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, he was using like his
Hmm.
children to like consume like the planet or something like that. So
He
it's like,
wanted to use his kids to supercharge his power so he could take over all the
and in
planet.
doing so, it'll like end up like
It would
destroying
just
the
be him,
planet.
him, and him. Yeah.
So now he's
And
pretty much
Quill,
on a Quill. He's pretty much a battery. He could just use him like right then and there. And since no
which
one's
is,
pretty much around to save the day, end of
yeah.
the
What
world.
do you guys think of that? Like how all of those kids that he ended up killing, how was Quill the only one that got passed on the seed? That seems very, very strange for a
His body was
Celestial.
long enough. He was the one that was strong enough to do it. That's why he was strong
Mm.
enough to hold that power stone.
Ah, it's the moms. It's the mom.
Yeah, you're right.
Like
It has
being,
it
I
has to
think
be
it was
something
more
with the
than just
mom.
cancer that killed her.
oh, for sure.
Oh well, it wasn't really even cancer. It was cancer that was made by a celestial being. He made it look on our machines like cancer, but
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
nah,
true, true, true. I forgot
that
about that moment
that's
when he
it.
like punched
Uh
him.
huh.
Celebrity Bikini says, yeah, he has a few powers: shape shifting, telepathy, and
Yeah. There it is. Thank you, Jake. Yeah, I knew I was forgetting something. I could not remember what he could do.
and add in because humans are better.
I don't know about that. Look at the
It's the
shit that's going
collector
on in our
and
world
who's
right
the
now.
other? What's his brother's name? I keep on forgetting.
The Collector, the
What
Grand
the
Master.
There we
Grandmaster?
go, the
Yeah,
Grandmaster.
yeah.
Oh, four quick trivia questions before we get into the last one, real quick. What is the Collector's real name?
Ah, I wrote this down.
Tavon Talir.
Tennelier Tavon.
Tavon
Absolutely.
Tavalair,
There
something like
you
that.
go.
Mhm.
Tennelier Tavon. Absolutely. What was it that T'Challa wanted to steal from the Collector?
Embers of Genesis.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Proxima Midnight said the prisoner has escaped. Where did she order all units to go?
I don't remember.
Ooh, we got this one. The prisoner escaped. All units too. If you know that, write it down below. And last but not least, what was Nebula's nickname for Starlord?
Cha cha.
Hey, there it is. Well done, well done. And that was it. Absolutely my favorite of the series so far. I was loving the
Mm,
T'Challa Starlord. I was all in for it. And yeah, hopefully
indeed.
bring that one back for season 2 because that one was amazing. Oh, and last but not least, they got into the what if episode 3, the world lost its mightiest heroes, and they opened this one with a bang, like Black Widow killing Iron Man. They must have done a pretty good job with her character because I don't think anybody believed that she was the one that really killed him. What do you think, fandom?
Well, again, she was what was she once? A Russian spy. So it's like,
Yeah.
she's a scapegoat. She probably did it.
Absolutely, just easy to
The
blame.
only other the only other more capable assassin in Shield than her is Maria.
Plus, she was the one that literally injected Steve. So it's like, not Steve, excuse me, Tony. So it's like,
Tony, yeah.
mm,
Good luck.
wrong place, wrong time.
Also, a cool reminder that Iron Man 2, Thor, and the Incredible Hulk all were basically happening in the same week. I like how
Same
they
time, yep.
Yeah, it was based on the comic, the prelude to Avengers, Nick Fury's big week, but it was like pretty much like a twist to it, where like it
Yeah.
was like every other day, it was like instead of them meeting them, it was like they're dying each day. So it was a good callback.
Yeah, good callback. I forgot about that short run series.
And our cartoon's supposed to be that hot. Like the Widow was looking amazing. Like first Carter, now the Widow. It's like, what are they
Look,
doing?
Hell, even Nebula, because she was in like freaking
I'm saying though,
cyborg, except for the eye part.
Right?
Nebula had more of her actual comic look when the Infinity War was going on. So I was here for that.
Oh, hell yeah.
And
And she
you're
never
not
had a
gonna get one complaint from any of us on how these ladies are being drawn right now.
not at all. And she never had a doubt that she'd get loose, and Fury was so sure he had already handed her the next mission. So it was like, this girl is clean with hers. Were you getting any Cap in the elevator vibes when she was in the back of that truck?
Most definitely. Well, she was just like a rock'em sock'em freaking robot, just doing kick at her.
She was doing it.
Look, see, I don't understand why it even took so long for him to figure out what was going down. Like Crossbones, this is why she gets the clout, and you're just the side seat driver.
Absolutely. And absolute facts, Jake. She is always looking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Fury heads to check out Thor's hammer, and they set up a perimeter and wait for someone to come looking for it. And someone did, and he has great hair. Fury's like, what? It's an accurate description, sir. I was like, oh, it's pretty good writing for a cartoon.
He wasn't lying, though.
That was awesome. So Barton gets Thor in his sights, and as Fury's saying stand down, Clint lets one rip, and straight through Thor's heart. Like the man said, one shot, one kill. Did you have any idea at this point who was killing our heroes, fandom?
Not a clue. And I was like, yo, this is like pretty much the most entertaining episode that entire season so far. Because I was like, who on earth is like killing each and every one of these Avengers now?
Amazing. And then we go out to the Hulk and like, okay, they can't kill him, can they? And Widow figures out that Banner's hiding with with Betsy and says they need to move. And it was cool how Widow like has almost Spidey level senses. She could sense that like both times when Pym was near too. Like she's sick with hers.
She knows how to read people.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Like I said, it's damn near Spidey-like senses. It's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And then Coulson needed a breather and heads out for a coffee. And on the way back, he sees firsthand the new visitors that have come for a visit. Do they look like they're from Earth? More like Middle Earth, maybe. I like how we got another Neil joke, too. Like, we don't really do that here. And then when Fury's phone kept ringing in the middle of Loki's introduction, like, that was just classic. I was all for it. How was Pym able to get through Hulk's skin? Like, Banner tried to shoot himself before, and the Hulk just spit out the bullet. Like, I don't know. How was Pym able to penetrate the Hulk's skin like that, Phantom?
The narrative wanted it to happen. I remember there was times in the comics where, like, you know, Bruce was having like a heart attack, and the Hulk pretty much saved his life. So it's like, I don't know.
Plot convenience.
Pretty much.
What's in the box? Even talking to Space Vikings, Fury has no fear. That was so sweet. I love that little go back and forth between Loki and Fury. And Loki lets loose with the Tesseract while at the same time the Hulk gets a shot and figures like it's time to smash. In the middle of his rage, he started to swell up and the swelling doesn't stop and the Hulk implodes. I was like, what? I thought the Hulk couldn't die. Like, how did that even happen, AK?
I mean, when they need things like that to happen, things happen. This dude ate a whole ass Wolverine. And my guy put himself back together in his stomach and blast, there goes the end of the Hulk. So this wasn't too much of a surprise for me to see it.
Oh, so I called back before. You know, I don't see those comics, but that's amazing. Fury calms Loki down with the help of Lady Sif and buys the world a little time before Loki destroys it. Then we head out and Widow heads to the library in search of some answers and needs Coulson's code to check into S.H.I.E.L.D. database. And Coulson was a little hesitant to give up his code, and soon we see why. That was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag Steve, I heart Steve 0704. You just gotta love Coulson. He's amazing.
You know, there's so much fan fiction about Steve and Bucky, and I'm like, y'all be forgetting about how much Coulson is in love with Steve.
Oh, shit. What did he say? Naked HD is kind of a weirdo? Naked HD. Oh.
Who's HD?
What was his name? Hulk? Naked HD.
No, he's talking about the person who keeps spamming stuff in the chat.
Oh. Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm
on my tablet, so I can't see the chat and us at the same time. They're probably coming back in with just a small variation on their name.
No, I feel it. Oh, well, she's
TBA to, you know.
Feel it.
What's the term that they use?
What, the variants?
Yeah.
Going.
Well, wow, we're important enough to have variant spammers, y'all.
There you go.
That's kind of cool, man. We coming up in the world.
Well, she's perusing. She senses someone else is there, the Black Widow in the library, and man, another Avenger down. Who is doing all this killing? And then luckily she gets a call off to Fury with a major clue of who it is. And it looks like it's time to make a deal with the devil, or is he a god in this one, fandom?
Honestly, if at that moment when she was saying Hope, if I literally looked up Hope in MCU, I would have got the answer. I've been like,
Mm.
oh, so it's talking about, Hope the Wasp. I'm like, oh, sure, they're probably like the father's killing them.
Hope Van Dyne. That's when I clicked it. And as soon as they said Hope, I was like, okay, we got this. And Fury then heads to the cemetery to visit Hope Van Dyne's grave, and Hank Pym shows up looking rough and none too pleased. I like how Fury was just playing coy with him, like her mother was an agent, basically showing how hypocritical Hank was being. Like that was a pretty
Mm-hmm.
sweet scene. And how off the rails is Pym? Like when Fury asked like what the excuse was to kill Thor, he was like, "You would have recruited him in a heartbeat." I'm like, "That's enough to kill the man?" Like, what was up with that, Phantom?
This man looks like he hasn't slept in days. He was not thinking straight at all. This man just wanted one thing, and that was vengeance. And he was just killing every single person, not the actual person, even like recruited the daughter. No, he's going after every single person this man trying to recruit next. Like it was just
Let me
ridiculous.
let me remind y'all who Hank Pym is. This motherfucker's comic MO was being a fucking drunk ass long before Tony Stark came along, and a wife beater, a known wife beater.
And the original
So yeah,
creator of Ultron.
yeah. So I'm not surprised at all to see any of the fuck shit that he gets into here.
So that must be going way back to comic. I don't read the comics, so I didn't know any of that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So cool callback then. And somehow Fury is able to fend off him with ease. It's like he could always see him coming. Fury was good, but he's not this good. Like, how's he doing it? And then he goes full Neo and Matrix and flips over the top of him, and Pym cannot believe it. You're pretty spry for a guy with a corner office. Like,
Mhm.
I noticed that they made quick mention of the scrolls in the last episode. By this point, I'm like, are they going to come into play? Is this some kind of scroll? Like, I didn't even get the Loki thing yet.
I knew it was Loki because even then, it's like within the movies now, you don't even see freaking Samuel L. Jackson even do that currently. So it's like, who the hell is this?
Mhm.
And then we see Fury doing the duplication spell, and then there could be no doubt. Like, that's not Fury. It was absolutely Loki. And then after they nab the culprit, Fury's like, great, so now you can be leaving. And Loki's like, I'm thinking we'd make a pretty good allies. So why don't I stay a while? Fury's like, how long, with that terrified look? Because he already knows. And then it goes instantly into Loki visiting the UN to give his little "you'd be happier under my rule" speech. Like, oh, this can't be anything good. You think they're going to touch on that
Okay.
in that season 2 fandom?
It would be nice. A lot of these like episodes we have these sort of cliffhangers, and I'm just like, it would be nice if season 2 like they do touch upon them. But at the same time, it's like, I'd rather something new, honestly.
And then while Fury and Coulson mourn over the caskets of the fallen heroes, we see where they're at. And I guess one of the biggest twists of the episode is that the heroes are dead, but Coulson is still alive. Like, that was kind of a weird twist on things. And Fury's not ready to give up, and the Avengers were an idea, and he's all ready to restart it all. And he goes to visit the Capsicle, and then very cleverly says, "Welcome back, Cap," as he knows it's actually Captain Marvel who just stood up and showed up behind him.
Mhm.
Is Fury preparing for something bigger than he knows is on the way? AK.
He has to be. Dude, we've been told many times by pretty much everyone on the Avengers, he's the spy. He is the spy.
His secrets have.
Fury, yeah, exactly. His secrets have secrets. They have secrets. So yeah, he's got that same freaking drawer that Plankton has in Bikini Bottom, Plan A to Plan Double Z of things that could possibly happen. And if it does, this is what I'm gonna do.
Absolutely. And I mean, maybe that's why, like I said, was he there on purpose when Agent Carter? Is he the one who sucked Agent Carter back in because again he's preparing for something that he knows is coming? Fandom.
Could very well be
I think that's
because
what
it
it
was
is.
only just him and which one call it Hawkeye in that room, as it appears to be.
Still gonna say no on that one. No, that's a whole different dimension.
But man, this whole thing is a whole different dimension. I'm telling you. Oh, that was the first 3 episodes. What were you thinking? This was 3 episodes in. Did it have you hooked? Are you looking to see more? Did it have you interested, Fandom?
Oh, it got me in. It was like the second episode, and I was like, okay, I want to see more. I need to see more. And I believe I wasn't even watching weekly until after the Party Thor episode. It was like near like the last 2 episodes is when I started watching like weekly,
That's
which
your
was like
favorite one, right? The Party Thor.
no, this man got jokes over here.
I was about to say, wait, that's what you thought was gonna be his favorite one?
Oh, absolutely. Oh,
Oh
fantastic!
wow.
You all in, AK? You loving the series so far? And
Oh yeah, definitely. This is a full rewatch for me. I love this series, and I hope they give us more spectacular what ifs next season.
absolutely, it's definitely got to be coming. Oh, Jake says preparing for inevitability. What's up,
Yeah.
JK? We got to catch up on these. We'll be talking about the next three next Tuesday, so we'll get right into 4, 5, and 6, and keep it moving and see what all we think. And again, like AK said, we might even throw in another video and come up with some theories of what we think is going to happen with this multiverse of madness. So I hope everybody out there is having an absolutely fantastic week, and it only gets better from here. Until next Tuesday, y'all be easy.